Good day and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I'm your host, the voice of reason. Well, as of today, it is being reported that the U.S. Sponsored government of Afghanistan is in incredibly dire straits. The ongoing Taliban offensive is being successful. They are capturing many outlying districts in and around Afghanistan, and the government of Afghanistan is under incredible pressure to try and stop the forces of the Taliban as they advance. It is possible that we could see the provincial capital of Kunduz become under the control of the Taliban forces. But again, the Taliban continue this general offensive to attack the forces of the Afghanistan government and in its attempt to regain control over the entire country. It's hard to believe after 20 years of U.S. Forces inside of Afghanistan, of supplying, equipping the Afghan forces. Quite literally, multiple generations within the Afghan army, the people serving in the Afghan army right now, many of them were not even born in which the U.S. had entered Afghanistan and removed the Taliban from power. But the Taliban as an organization remained cohesive and intact, and is again quite possibly looking to regain control of Afghanistan. I wonder what the political ramifications will be in terms of the Biden administration. Will the Biden administration be the watch in which the Taliban regain control of Afghanistan? Now, at the same time, obviously, the Trump administration really had focused on a withdrawal of U.S. forces from Afghanistan, but with the intent of continuing to help the Afghan government in terms of drone and airstrikes. But the situation would appear to be deteriorating much quicker than anyone could have possibly anticipated. And the situation appears to be heading towards the same result as when the Soviet Union withdrew from Afghanistan. The Taliban have renewed vigor and continue its incredibly tenacious offensive operations across the country. Now, I would say that the Afghan security forces are probably, well, I won't say probably, they are in a much better situation in terms of capability and training than they were when the Soviet Union had departed. There are some very good units within the Afghan security forces. Their special operations forces have operated alongside of the United States for many, many years now, and that capability exists. The problem is there's just not enough of them to probably withstand this offensive by the Taliban. And the other units and the corruption that occurs inside of the Afghan military is immense, and will be part of the issue that eventually causes the destruction of the security forces within Afghanistan. But you can kind of see here on the map just the sort of infrastructure. This is Bagram Air Base that the U.S. created, and you can see obviously these pictures were taken at a time when the United States and NATO were at full capacity. So you can see the massive infrastructure that was spent on putting forces inside of this country, and it's significant. I mean, if you look at the firepower that currently in this photograph exists, it is rather remarkable. Now that is definitely going away. Obviously, there will still be CIA and intelligence assets on the ground. There are still contract organizations on the ground as well, and the Afghan military does have a certain level of precision strike capability in terms of platforms being able to launch Hellfire missiles and such at ground targets, and that's really the only thing at this point that would appear to be holding back this tide that is the Taliban movement. But it is highly likely within the next, I would say within the next year, that we could see the Taliban regain control inside of Afghanistan. And again, that is going to have political ramifications in terms of the current president, on whose watch the Taliban regained power, and does this administration have the wherewithal to possibly reintroduce U.S. forces to prevent the fall of Kabul? And that's going to be a big decision that this administration is going to have to make as the Taliban look to seize control of Kabul. Will the United States re-enter Afghanistan? Will the 82nd Airborne, will the Ranger Regiment be redeployed to Afghanistan to hold back the tide of the Taliban movement? And that's a hard question to answer. I'm not certain the current administration would approve such an operation, and our partners in the region obviously are not going to probably intervene as well. And again, that would lead to the collapse of the security forces inside of Afghanistan, and it is very probable within the next year the Taliban could retake control of Afghanistan. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.